Good morning and good afternoon and good evening, everybody. Welcome to our PDS weekly webinar series. Today the topics will be Import Data Doctor. I'm sorry for my audio. It's give me some small hiccups. And okay, my name is Alexandru Teodorescu. I'm a senior technical specialist at PDS Vision. I have 25 years mechanical designer experience, more than 20 years experience with Creo or Pro Engineer, how it was called before, and more than 10 years as a CAD administrator. We are PDS Vision. We are the first PTC global reseller, and we are a preferred service provider. We are present in 4 continents. We are in Europe, South Africa, in Africa, and Asia, and also in North America. In North America, we are in US and in Canada. In Canada, we are located in Toronto, and in US, we have 3 locations on the map, just showed 2. One it's in Cleveland, Ohio, another it's in Austin, Texas, and the newest one it's in Boston, Massachusetts. We are strategic partners with the PTC and other companies like Moldes 3D, Keyshot, Cimerix. As you see, we have others. And now I will go very quick through the digital thread concept. It's a concept about the digitalization of information across the company. And you can have digital information about the product from the beginning and to the end, to the service or sales and other departments which are in the end of the chain. Also, a different approach of the digital thread. It's in layers. As you see, we have multiple layers from the core when we have the CAD side and go out to the connectivity as an example as IoT. Today, we will focus on the CAD side because the Import Data Doctor is part of the CAD. And let's start with the Import Data Doctor demonstration. The Import Data Doctor was implemented in Creo, start with Creo 1, and since then it has the same menu and almost the same functionalities. It's probably a little bit more easy to merge some surfaces or repair much easier now than in the Creo 1 or Creo 2. As you see, some icons on the ribbon are inactive and some are active. And we will talk later on about when it's active or when it's inactive. Today we will do a quick repair. We'll deal with some missing surfaces, close gaps, and how to remove threads. Let's start with a small quick repair. As you see, when you open, I will not import to save some times, and for some parts I will not do complete repair because it will take long time to complete the full repair. And as you see, if we look here in this one, we don't know if it's a surface or a solid unless we do a section and we can see on the section is not complete, or we move in wireframe or a hidden line and we see we are in the magenta color, which means we are in the surface mode of this part. And sometimes when you import a part in Creo, you will have or not have a warning on the bottom of the screen. In this case, we don't have a warning, something was wrong with the part. And before to start to repair this one, I want to talk a little bit about the color scheme. Pre-wildfire or pre-Creo, we had in the quilt scheme color, it was set up default as yellow. In Creo, the setup is in magenta, which means if I will let the default magenta, and for example, this edge is not connected to the nearby surface, I will remain in magenta and I don't know what's happened there. And to do this, you can do it to Config Pro or to the options. In options, we go in system and we can change the quilt. As you see, I'm default by Config Pro. I'm in yellow. I prefer yellow to see quickly where is wrong on my my part, where the quilt is not merged. And you can change in any color you want. It's the my recommendation is don't keep it in magenta because you don't know where to look for the issues. And if I look like this, I don't see where is my problem. I go in the Y frame and I see a small point in this area. As you see, it's a little bit strange, the surface. And let's go and try to fix it. Do a quick repair. Okay, let's import data feed. Doctor, sometimes it's respond very quick, sometimes it will take a little bit time, depend how many surfaces are in the particular part you open. And this time we will try to fix these two surfaces. We will not go the just repair for the beginning entire. We try to select its best. The best approach is to select to localize the issue and try to repair that issue if it's possible, because import data doctor is not all the time a solver. You know, most of the time you solve the issue, but not all the time. And we try to repair. Give a repair, and as you see, I have a white line, which means it's white. I didn't fix the issue. I need to change in green to be. We try to use the repair tangency to see if this will work, and the same didn't work. The good in case is not fixed, the best is to go and close. But if accidentally you click OK, as I do it now with intention, it's not a problem because you can do undo, and there's a command to don't keep that change in repair which didn't repair, because may cause problem in future when we try to fix the part. And we will say an undo. In this moment, I don't have the first repair. What I will do this time, I will try to see entire part if this will fix something on me. And as you see, now my line become green, which means I fix it. It's not a perfect line, but for what I need, this part is not necessary to recreate this surface to have a nice curve here. And we go out and we say, yes, we are okay. We'll zoom. We change, we add geometry, because if I will let as a surface remain as a surface, and we give a quick check before we say okay to see if everything is okay. Now I have a solid, and if we change in shading and we activate our section, no, now we can see we are a solid now, which we can use much better in our assembly and in the drawing. The next one is some missing surfaces. I also have an import feature. When I import it, didn't import everything. In the logo, as you see, are some missing surfaces here. But to see easy where are, we will go, and as you see, the area when I have yellow means I have issued my surface. And this particular case, for my assembly, this part is behind another part. You know, it's below to another part, which for me it's not important, the logo or other text which is on the part. And to gain a little bit in speed of my top assembly, eliminated its extra surfaces will help me a lot in the end if I have too many. And what we'll do, we'll start to remove the text. In case you want to keep the logo, by the way, and try it, we'll do a quick one, because let's see what's happened. We go in import data. As I said before, on the bottom here, you have a red flag, which show you was a notification about the import was with issues. And we will try with the boundary conditions to try to recreate the surface. As you see, I can't select just one line, I select entire curve, and if I zoom in, you see it's doesn't go in the curve where I want to have. It's a very wavy surface, which doesn't help me at all, and will not help me to merge with the existing surfacing. And in this case, I will decide to delete all the text on the top surface of the part. And we just change in surface, and I will drag. As you see, if I drag from the top left corner to the bottom of the right, I select everything what is in that window. If I will go from the bottom right to the top left, and I select everything which I touch in that selection, will highlight. But in our case, we don't need everything. We need to just select what particular areas, and see. In case accidentally you select, you can deselect the surfaces which you want to keep. No. Okay. But even if you select and delete something and you want to come back, you just use undo, and you will be okay. You will come and select again. Let's see. Okay, in this area, okay, we have a little bit too much selected. Delete. Okay, I will delete these lines here because I don't need. But in case you need, you can keep it. It's not a problem. Okay, now we delete the surfaces, and what I will do, I will delete completely the top surface. And as you see, I remain with some residual here, and everything. Oh, Looks like I missed a surface here, which I need to go, or I will go undo, but I will need to select. I will fix that one when we do it. We will do it just now. We use the boundary blend and we create the surface. We go and we just merge. As you see, it's a quick repair there. Now I did a little bit more, looks like. And merge. And I need to recreate the one which accidentally I deleted. Because of the simple geometry, I didn't do undo. And now what I will do, I can start to continue to use the boundary blend and close the top surface, or I have another options to go out from the import data feature. And using fill option, we can create a datum plane on the fly. Let's do quickly on the, and now we go and sketch. We'll use the project. One more thing. I work right now in Creo 9.0.3, and in Creo 9, the menu from the project PTC decide to change. As you see, I have a different menu than we are usually used with. And I'm not really fan of this menu, but it is what it is. And we select, and now we need to go to the component loop. I have the loop, and one more thing on this one, you need to be careful. You need to come here back and say okay. If you don't go and say okay, the command was not taken. And what we'll do now, we go and select others. To eliminate the surfaces on these holes. I need to say okay. We're okay, we go out, and now we have two features and no solid. I can do a collapse. This means I will collapse everything in the model tree under the import feature. And sometimes you want to do this, sometimes you want to keep it in the model tree. And let's go back into the import data. And as you see, I have my new surface here, the old surface, and my datum plane. It's under here. If you don't want to keep the datums, it's not a problem. You can delete it easy. And what we will do now, we will take the surface and we drag it in. Oh, I didn't. Okay, this time didn't work as I expected, but if you drag in, will merge automatic sometimes. Sometimes no. This time didn't do it, and we do the classical merge, and we are now a complete surface. And you click right on the merge. You saw I have in the menu there, and or in the icon here, the merge will activate. And let's check now. We are nice, and we have a nice solid part. The next one, it's a little bit more extensive repair. As you see here, for some reason, the mouse doesn't want to respond properly. I don't know why. I'm sorry for this. And as you see, when I import the part, the Creo decide instead to let this surface here to close, he decide to close the hole, because the mathematic behind he interpreted as he think was the original part. And what we do here, as I said, you have a warning, you can open import failure, and we can click, and you can see I can jump from here direct to import data doctor. As you see, it's jumped me direct into, it's not doing step by step what I did before to go in import data. And what we'll do, we'll eliminate this one. And let's go back in wireframe to see nice where we have issues with the yellow lines. And as you see here, this surface here in the corner is not quite where it's supposed to be. Now, we will try to use move vertex. And one point on this one. When you move the vertex with the mouse, is not a linear movement, you know, it's in space. You will move on all three directions. This is better to arrange your view in such a way to try to be very close to a linear move. And we will try to bring it here in the corner. As you see, nothing happened yet. But we take the next corner, we're being very close here. And as you see, the Creo merge the edge. We will do it on the other one. We will be close. We are lucky today, and we merge this one. And as you see, it's not quite where, but he decided to put it there. You don't have 100% control on this. And now if we go and change in shade, you see I have a nice surface here, no issue. Now we need to close the empty space. And again, you can do it here inside, or you can go it outside. I prefer to go outside on this because I have a little bit more flexibility. And again, I use fill, and let's do a datum. I will choose, let's change back in wireframe because it's much easier to, I will create a datum plane through 3 points. And now I have the datum, and we go back and try to recreate. I will start using the new project tool and press OK. Now we close the gaps into the sketch. We are OK, and as you see, I have the surface. We go out. Now I can select this surface here and the additional one or any, and I can go and merge. Let's see if we merge. Yes. As you see, we are good to go. Again, we can select all, and I can collapse everything under the import feature, and now everything is under import feature. And I will not continue because I have here if you see here the area when the part and the other side is the same with the holes here. But to don't take too much time to fix completely this one, we will stop because we will do exactly the same technique what we did before. We'll go on another part to close the gaps. As we see, we go on the part, we do a zoom, and you will see in many locations we have issues, you know, and I need this component to fix this component. As I said, you see, I don't have in the bottom of the screen any warning was an issue with the import component. And we go in import data menu, and we'll import. Okay, now I will use the gap, and again I will not fix completely the part because it will take long, as this part has many issues, and will be the same techniques which you used before, we will use in this to fix it. And we just select one, we go in the site 2, we say okay, and now as you see my close icon, it's active, and I just close it, and he will try to close that small gap. Sometimes it's very quick, sometimes take long, and because we have now the color on the screen means this option was a good one, and we can go okay. And as you see, now we have a nice magenta. You can repeat how many times you want. You select the first one, you select the second, and you close it. And as you see, we were in the success with this one, and I will stop here this one to fix. I will not fix everything, and yeah, we can go okay. And you see some are white, some are not yet, and I need to fix all in order to have a nice solid part. And here it's quick after I fix everything. As took me around probably to fix this around half an hour to fix everything. And as you see, sometimes it's quicker, sometimes it's longer. Now I have a nice solid on our example. And the last point for today will be how to remove, because sometimes when you import for different websites, the parts which were made on SolidWorks will have threads. Why I don't like the threads? It's because if I have a big assembly and I will use a hardware with a thread there, every surface will need to be regenerated, and this will create a big issue in a big assembly. Your big assembly will regenerate very slow because even the thread is not visible. Will take long time to the system to go through all surfaces to regenerate. And what we do here, even here we have some missing surfaces when you import it, you know, but I don't need. And what I will do, I go edit definition, import data doctor, and using surface, this time I will go everything I touch and select. What I will do now, I will change back in the geometry. I will select the edges from the hole, and I just close it. And I close that. Now you can recreate all the body of the bolt, you know, the thread part into the surface. Will take a little bit longer, but the shorter one, again, we go out of the import data doctor, and we can just do an extrude, you know. And this case, let's see, this one was a 25 quarter-inch bolt, and the length, let's say it was a quarter-inch, half-inch long. And what I can do is to put a chamfer. Let's change it. Let's take a value 0.025, and now again I have I can, again, if I want to keep the dimension here, I don't need to collapse. But if I don't care about the dimension, also I can go and collapse everything under the import data. In this moment, the dimension which I had it before in extrude is not any more longer available. You know, it's disappeared completely. It's like an was not there. You know, and now in this case, what I'm doing now, I have my nice assembly, which is a kit, a bolt with a nut, and usually I do a shrink wrap, and after I do a shrink wrap, the part will show like this, you know. And what I can do, if I need to have a flexible component in an assembly, I will go and use flexible modeling, and I will make the nut to be flexible into this part to can change the dimension and use that dimension into assembly to make a flexible component. But this is the flexible modeling. It's a different webinar, and we will discuss this later on. Also, it's exists a tutorial before, was on a PTC website. You don't need to wait to read everything down this link, because later I will give you my email, and you can send me your email, and I can give you the link to this document. It's a data doctor tutorial when you have 111 pages, I think, and you have everything about import data doctor. Let's move on questions. Yeah, I apologize for the beginning for my audio. I don't know why my microphone decided to unmute automatic few times with not touching the button, and sometimes happened. Okay, one question, if I will talk about absolute and relative accuracy of import model. Okay, usually you don't change the accuracy of the model. You import with the original accuracy of the model. If you want a better accuracy of the model which you import, you need to go to the person which send you the file and request to make a more accurate model to give it to you. Otherwise, if you will change the native accuracy of the model, you will have issue, because Creo will try to merge the surfaces, and because the accuracy, he will have some issue, and you will end in many failures in the surface, and you need to go and merge everything step by step using different techniques what we use today. Okay, let's go. The collapse, okay, what version of Creo has the collapse functionality? It's, I think, Creo 1, but PTC didn't make any fuss about this one, but it's there. in any version. Will a recording of this will be available? Yes, starting tomorrow, the record will be available on our YouTube channel. If you need a link for, you can send me an email, and tomorrow I will forward to you the link, and you will be faster to find. But otherwise, you can find us in our YouTube channel. Okay, what is the next? Okay, I have a question. Would this selection work in Creo 3? Data Doctor. I don't know exactly what selection, but any selection what we do will work with Creo 1, 2, 3, and until 9, and soon with the 10 will be the same. If are not any other questions, if you want to add additional questions, you can send me an email, and now is my email address on the screen. My email address is ateodorescu@pdsvision.us. Also, if you have any sales relation question, you can send an email to sales@pdsvision.us, or you can send it to me and I will forward to them. Also, you can visit us at pdsvision.com, or you can use our YouTube channel at PDS Vision. I don't see any other questions coming. Okay, I will thank you for your time, and don't forget, if you have any questions, please shoot us an email and we will respond you back. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.